Hey guys, welcome back to the All Sports Pass. My name is Eli. I'm your host tonight, and welcome back to another video. Where today we're going to be doing a review of Week 3 and a preview of Week 4. But before we get into this video, you already know I got to start with the verse of the day. And today's verse comes from Proverbs 10:9, and it says, "The man of integrity walks securely, but he who takes crooked paths will be found out." And before we get into this video, leave a like, subscribe for more high school football content. Without further ado, let's begin. So the first game we're going to cover is Union County at Carter. And I will say this, that Carter, of course, starting district playoff, right? They're now 1-0 in the region. And I will say this, that and also if I say district, sorry, I just count baseball. I'm so sorry. Uh they're 1-0 in the region, and Union County is now 0-2. Much needed win for Carter, as Carter, of course, losing to Grace by 3 points last time out. So that's really a much needed win for Carter, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do when they play South Dual this week, and I'll leave a link to the West channel in the description down below if y'all want to watch that video. All right, the next game, Fulton at Anderson County, another district game. Of course, Fulton now 0-3 on the season. Anderson County bouncing back after that 28-7 loss to Catholic, and Anderson County, of course, winning 46-0. And it'll be interesting to see what happens from here on out with Fulton and Anderson County, because bigger region now. You got, of course, some new opponents for some of these guys, like of course Union County, Heritage, and Alcoa, which we'll talk about Alcoa here in a second. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens heading into the heading into the next few weeks. All right, then this one here, upset alert, West at Central. And if you saw the clips on the channel, those were actually because of Connor, and I want to give a shout out to Connor real quick for going to that game and getting those clips. And West, of course, getting upset by Central 29-21. And for Central, West, of course, this is a good win for Central, because West in the last few years, won the Class 5A state championship 2 years in a row. And of course, West also made it to the playoffs last year, where they were upset by eventual 5A state champion Sevier County. And for Central, they take down West, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with both these teams as season progresses. And yeah, so we'll get to more about Central in a minute. All right, next game, Alcoa at Gibbs, and of course, Alcoa winning 52-7. I was at this game, and I got a few interviews, but I will say this, that the way Alcoa played was just beyond anything that I've really ever seen. Like, what I'm saying is this, is that these guys just have a powerful force on both sides of the ball, and being able to, and of course, Alcoa is just one of those teams that, that they're like the toughest team to beat, as evident in the fact that they won the Class 3A state championship 10 years in a row. They make the jump to 4A. They're now 1-0 in 4A in the region. And yeah, so it'll be right to see what Gibbs does when they to bounce back, and we'll get to that here in a minute. All right, then game of the week, Halls at Powell. Powell wins the Battle of Emory Road, and I just have to say, Halls, of course, starting 0-3 for the first time since 2022. It'll be right to see how Halls can rebound. Of course, this is a district game, and for Halls, they're going to have to really figure something out if they want to try to make the playoffs this year, because it's not the 5-team region anymore. It's a region with so many other teams now, and for Halls, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do to potentially put themselves in as the 4 from their region to go to the playoffs. All right, now we're going to go to week 4, and first game we're going to talk about is Austin East at Scott. Austin East 0-2, and Scott is currently 2-0 for the first time in a while. And I will say this, that Austin East is Austin East, of course, I think they could get their first win here tonight. On Friday. And I personally think that with Austin East, the fact that and this is a district game, and I personally think that Austin East can start district play off right with a win over Scott. And I personally think that that Austin East, of course, getting the win in their region would be a huge momentum game, because it's not, because of course Union County and Alcoa left, but you have some more teams coming in to the region. So really Austin East needs to beat 2 teams, and of course in the region 2, it's Scott, Meigs County, Sweetwater, Roane County, McMinn Central, and Austin East. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I think this is a highly anticipated matchup, and I really think that this is going to be a good game. All right, next one we're going to talk about is Daniel Boone versus Sevier County. Sevier County, of course, another win for them, and Daniel Boone just trying everything they can to win a game this season. And I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think Sevier County, of course, they're going to be tough to beat now. And Daniel Boone, of course, playing Sevier County. And Sevier County, like I mentioned, is still undefeated. They won against Jefferson County 41-7, which was a couple weeks ago, and they were on their off week. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. This is a region game, and let's just take a look and see what happens here. Next game is we got Central at Campbell County. And this segment is presented by Blended Clothing. You can go. It's presented by Blended Clothing. Thank you for your support of All Sports Pass. Central, of course, going to Campbell County, a new addition to the region. And Campbell County is currently 0-3 right now. And it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But I personally think that, of course, Central, I think that they're going to use that momentum from the West game, and I think it's going to be used to full advantage. And I think that Central will get the win here. And yeah. All right, and then now it's time for our game of the week. Gibbs at Morristown East. And Morristown East, of course, 1-2 on the season, while Gibbs is 2-1 on the season. Morristown East, of course, win against South Green 26-22, lost to Hardin Valley 34-0, and a loss to David Crockett 20-17. And for Gibbs, I personally think that what better way to rebound from an Alcoa loss to than defeating a 6A team in Morristown East. And I personally think that for Gibbs, a better way to... sorry, I forgot to mention. This segment is presented by PJ's Barbershop and Sierra Lynn Photography. Thanks for your support of All Sports Pass. And Gibbs, of course, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when they play Morristown East. And can Gibbs rebound this week? And yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I personally say it's going to be an amazing game. And all right, that's going to do it for tonight. If y'all like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more high school football content. That being said, God bless and good night. And now we're going to go to break, and then and I'll give it to Connor for the weather segment. We want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. First sponsor is PJ's Barbershop. They're located on 3544 Neal Drive, Suite 101, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37918. Call or text Pam or Jackie by using the numbers on your screen to schedule an appointment. Next sponsor we want to thank is Sierra Lynn Photography. You can DM Sierra on either Sierra_343 or SierraLynn.photos on Instagram to schedule a session. Next sponsor is Bigs Only, and and you can go check them out. They have some good outdoor apparel merch. If you want to check them out, their link is on the top left of this screen. And our last sponsor is Blended Clothing. If you want to go check Blended Clothing out, go go take a look by using the link on your screen. Thank you for all your support of All Sports Pass.